So we already talked about ATP and how the ATP allows power cellular work and how it does it by coupling exergonic and endergonic reaction as we saw in the previous example. And this is a molecule of ATP, and if you see here you have 3 phosphate groups, and here you have a sugar. Here you know this is it looks like a nucleotide, so it's very similar to another structure that we saw before, and there will be a question in the assignment that asks this question. But let's go back. The ATP is in charge of doing different type of works. In the case of the cells, they are going to do chemical, transport molecules, and mechanical work in the cells. And how it does it? By energy coupling. And what is happening, as I said before, when a chemical reaction is not possible, you need to couple exergonic and endergonic reaction. So the exergonic process to drive an endergonic process. So chemical reaction releases energy will be coupled with an endergonic reaction or with a chemical reaction that absorbs energy. And most of this coupling is mediated by the molecule of ATP. Now we're going to give you 2 examples of how the hydrolysis of ATP can perform some work. And I remind you that we have 3 examples, that it was transport, the other was mechanical work, and the other one was chemical work. So I'm going to talk in this slide about the transport. And here you have an enzyme that we will study in a few lectures that is located in the membrane and is in charge of moving these molecules here inside or outside of the cells. So here you have a transport protein and here you have a solute. And how the solute is transported? Because we add ATP, so we phosphorylate this protein, and as a result we not only transport the molecule, but we turn the ATP into ATP. So the ATP, as I said, phosphorylate transport proteins that allows them to produce these shape transformations and allow them to move these materials from inside to outside of the cell membrane. Now I'm going to talk about the mechanical work. And to talk about the mechanical work, I'm going to show you how the ATP binds non-covalently to a motor protein. And here you have these proteins. These look like 2 legs, and they are actually moving, giving one step and another step, and they are carrying a vesicle. And here you can have like a highway that is a cytoskeletal track. How they do it? By using ATP, and as a result of this you will have ADP. So we talk about transport proteins, and we talk about this second example was mechanical work, and these are different ways in which the hydrolysis of ATP allows the cells to perform work. Now, in this slide, I want that we apply all the different things that we have learned today. So today we talk about catabolism, and if you remember, when you have a polymer and you break it into monomers, here this process is called catabolism, and this is an exergonic process, so it releases energy. So here you have energy from the catabolism, and what you do is you have water and ATP, you're going to do a hydrolysis of the tail of the ATP, and you're going to break the ATP into an inorganic phosphate and ADP molecule, and as a result of that you are going to have the power to perform work and do some cellular work, as we said, transport a mechanical or a chemical work that is done in the cells. And how is done? Because the ATP, the exergonic reaction, are coupled with the endergonic reaction. So the catabolism was allowed that this cellular process can take place, that they require energy. So now let's summarize what we said. In this case, we study this particular aspect of the hydrolysis of ATP, that is how to produce exergonic reactions that couple endergonic reactions. So in the cells, the energy from exergonic reactions of the hydrolysis of ATP can be used to drive endergonic reactions. As I said, endergonic to exergonic through the hydrolysis of ATP. And here, again, these energy from catabolisms are again exergonic reactions. And here the mechanical transport or the chemical reactions are endergonic reactions in this case. And to finish, overall, the coupled reactions are exergonics, and this is why they are possible. Now I want that we talk about the opposite process, that is the regeneration of ATP. And to do that, I want to remind you that this is very important, that the ATP is a renewable resource. So why is renewable? Because you can take the ADP and add the phosphate group and get back your ATP. And how you do it? As I said before, through the catabolism. So you have your polymer and you break it into monomers, and you, as a result of that, you release energy. So you can go from ADP to ATP. And this is constantly happening in the cell. You are constantly going from anabolic reactions to catabolic reactions, and you are regenerating constantly ADP into ATP and ADP. These processes constantly happen. So anabolic reactions, the ATP cycle is a revolving door through which the energy passes during its transfer from catabolic to anabolic pathway. And this is all the thing that I wanted to tell you about the ATP. If you have more questions or doubts, just let me know and I can solve all your questions. Have a good day. Bye.